Alright. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sagwadi Wakarabutla and I'm back again with yet another legal podcast live interview. And guess who we have today? We have the very beautiful, selfless Mashila. Hey, she calls herself legal bestie. Yeah, lawyer bestie or something like that. But I will put her details on the description. Don't worry about that. So we are live on TikTok. You can join us there. And then if you join later, this video will be available for you to come and watch over and over again. Now, let's get right into it. Good day, Sheila. How are you? Shela, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
I am so honored that somebody as busy as you are, as big as you are, because you may not see yourself, you're very big, uh, got the chance to say, let me come to this channel and come in and honor my invitation. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
Thank
now,
you so much for having me.
you're
And I'm glad that I don't know that I'm big. I might just get a big head about it. So I'm glad that I don't know. But thank you so much for having me.
you're very welcome. All right then. I just want to do what we always do on this platform. We always
Okay.
strive to talk to people who are in the legal field, who have experience more than us baby lawyers. I like how it's written on your YouTube channel that you are the bestie for baby lawyers. You want to
Yes.
help baby lawyers, us who are still aspiring. Can you please tell us a little bit about you, just a little bit of background, and quickly how we got to LLB?
Okay, so I was, one of those kids, really smart in school. So getting my LLB was like a natural progression. So I was smart, but I couldn't really do math. So it's like, okay, what can we do, with what we have? And LLB just seemed like the way to go. And then when I started studying, I was like, I'm actually into this. I really like what I'm doing. So I did my LLB and completed at the University of Johannesburg. Shortly thereafter, I did my articles of clerkship and I sucked in practice. I did not do well in practice. I did not enjoy it. And at that time, I was facing a little bit of difficulty because I thought, okay, if I can't practice, what am I doing with this law degree? So fast forward to a couple of years later, I am now a non-practicing attorney, and yeah, I'm literally living my best life out of the courtroom.
Oh, okay. So let me answer on YouTube quickly. The name of the TikTok page is the same as this. Oh, it's not the same. It's gone. It's Legal Podcast SA. It's one word. You'll find it will be live now. All right. Okay. So now you did your degree at the University of Johannesburg, and
Mhm.
when you went to do your articles, you said you sucked. Can you please just go a little bit deeper on that? Can you tell us what happened?
Okay, so this is not to scare anyone. If you are still in university, don't be scared by that statement. So I sucked because number one, I was misinformed. So I had expectations of what practice was going to be, more like things that I saw on TV, like Suits.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that life was glamorous in practice. I would wake up in the morning, have breakfast, get to the office, and prepare for court and get to court and ace it. And it was the complete opposite. It's not dramatic as I thought it was going to be. Practice was challenging because now you're dealing with real life cases. So
Mm-hmm.
see on TV is not real life. So now you're dealing with real people, real cases, and there's so much that is expected of you. So I stopped because I had this expectation that I was going to be living the way I saw lawyers live on TV. So when that did not happen, I was like, oh, I was really uncomfortable with that. So it was like that one part where expectation did not meet reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is that not everyone is built for practice. I just literally want everyone to know that not everyone is built for practice. All of us are different, and all of us have, different things that we are passionate about. So this whole one size fits all curriculum get from my LLB degree is not what's going to happen to you after school. Because the fact is that when you are still studying, you are exposed to, the practicals such as moot court, such as law clinic, and that shapes you to be an attorney or an advocate. But it doesn't shape you for corporate. It doesn't shape you for every other thing that you can do with your legal degree. So when you have that degree and you're in practice and you don't like it, you might get a sense of, okay, well, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I in the wrong? Like, did I study the wrong thing? Well, in actual fact, the truth is that your degree shaped you to, be an attorney or an advocate. So if you don't go to those streams, it might feel like, oh, I've just wasted my degree. If you don't enjoy practice, it somewhat feels like you have wasted your degree. But it's not like that. It really isn't like that at all. There's much to do even outside of practice.
But when we study, right? I once watched. I know you know this movie. What's the name of the main character? Annalise Key something. It's also like Suits. Like she's a killer lawyer.
Yes.
She's very, very good.
Yeah.
Like Mina, most of the time, well, as you grow into your studying, you start to see it's not what I think. Most of the time I thought, no, you know what I love about lawyers, to be honest, you get to be a fashionista in a way, you get to wear the different heels, even if you wear black, but you are so fashionable. I thought, okay, I'll have a picture every day with inspiration. I'll take a picture having coffee with the client. Isn't that what's happening with articles?
No. First of all, number one, you're gonna have to get comfortable shoes, all right?
What?
Like, I'm talking something along the lines of diteki.
But
Let's start there, right? Let's start there. You'll probably have to get something along the lines of diteki because you'll be running around the courts. Now, obviously, this depends on the firm that you join. Now, I'm speaking as somebody who joined a small-sized firm. So I had to go to court quite a lot, for filing, like I just had so many things to do in court, not just appearing in court. So if you land in a firm like that, you will not be wearing heels, strutting to court, and it won't be your daily bread. That will be a once in a while occurrence. But with that, even as you're wearing the heels, like anxiety is peaking. You're like, oh, I better not mess this up because this is someone's matter and I need to get it right. So the expectation that you're gonna be in high heels, strutting, taking, pictures, inspiration, sitting with clients over coffee, that's just a very small part of it. It does happen, but a very tiny part of it. The rest is running around to court, running around in the different offices, trying to get your papers in order, trying to get your file in order, because if your file is not in order, then there's no point wearing the high heels and appearing in front of a presiding officer. Like, no, there's no point. So the papers count more than the actual appearance. So you basically have like that small moment to shine in front of the presiding officer, and then all the other times you're literally just preparing for that one moment. You're updating clients, you're calling clients, letting them know what's going on, you are running around trying to file, you are attending meetings, you are drafting, you are negotiating in some instances. So the whole going to court stuff is not the majority of what you're going to be doing.
What? Okay, now I thought, me in my mind, I thought, you know what? I'm like a final year student, and it's even worse. Thank you. Even worse. I'm self-taught because distance learning. I thought, you know what? After I have suffered in my third year, because third year is the worst across all universities. When I start my articles, you know what? I'm going to be the Oprah Winfrey of South Africa. Push one day, yay, the earliest women, the fattest, that will be me every day. I did not know that when you get into actual practice, when you're serving your articles, it's still school.
Yes. So, your articles are basically the practical side of what you have learned. So it's like 2 years of trying to bridge the gap between education, like your LLB degree,
Mm-hmm.
and practicing and being admitted. So they're trying to bridge that gap. So between that, remember, to be a good lawyer, you don't just have to be brilliant at speaking at court. You need to be brilliant at drafting. You need to be brilliant at speaking to clients and client relation. You need to know the process, and most times the best way to know the process is to go through it, is for you to go and file, is for you to know where the sheriff's offices are. If you have issued summons and you have not received the return of service, you need to know where to go. You need to know what to do. So that small percentage of wearing heels and making up for the years that you have suffered, I don't think articles of clerkship are for that. Maybe after admission you will be able to wipe away your tears, but while you're still doing your articles of clerkship, it's yeah, it's more of like a learning thing than it is anything else. You'll wipe your tears after admission. How about that?
Woo, woo, woo. Guys, when I thought after this, I'm going to be the Nelson Mandela of South Africa again. I'm going to be Oprah Winfrey. I'll be there posting an egg and what egg Benedict, whatever. This is my chance. Hey, this is my time to shine. This is my time to say, no, it's not just a piece of paper. Keep on going. I did not know that there is so much admin that you are doing. There's so much. It's like you're going to school. So I think now you've answered my question that I was going to ask you, to say, why do most people come on Facebook and say it's toxic? I think it's because of what you are telling me, or what you are educating us, that we are going there with the wrong mindset.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I, for one, like I said, I went in there with the most incorrect mindset. And for me, what was worse was the fact that I didn't know. I don't want to lie, hey, like when I was where you were, I did not know that you could do anything else with your LLB degree except practice. So when I hopped into articles, because I got articles, like, I started doing my articles after finishing with school, I hopped into, practice, and I thought, this or nothing. So when practice got difficult and I did not enjoy practice, I was like what, I've wasted my life. Like yeah, because I don't like this. Not knowing that this is not the only thing.
That you can
So
do.
I went in there without having done a lot of research about this particular degree that I have. And also I think my thoughts were shaped by the fact that Koskolong, career day, who's there? It's law firms. You'll probably find maybe one bar of advocates, if there is. You find legal aid. You basically find people who are talking about traditional practice, people who are talking about being an attorney or advocate. Ka di career fair, it's rare to find lecturers stepping forward like, okay, ask me, because this is my career as well. There's more beyond practice. Ask me. I am an academic. You don't find people from banks hopping on like, yeah, we have an LLB degree, but you don't get people who are in compliance. You don't get those things. So I didn't know that such things existed. Like I didn't know that you didn't have to get admitted.
Yes.
I did not know that. I thought admission is part of everything.
Yeah.
I did not know about the National Prosecuting Authority
Oh my God.
program.
Oh,
I know
no.
about all of that, literally. So when I searched for articles, I was searching for articles thinking it's either that or being an advocate, and I don't want to be an advocate. So I guess we'll just go, with being an attorney. So yeah, so the one thing that I strongly advocate for is young people literally doing research. I think TikTok is one of those social media platforms that is so liberal, because I see people will be posting how they are working in corporate with their LLB degrees. Like people are doing this, people are doing that. Like people are more open to talk about what they're doing with their degrees. So
Yes.
I think when you just hop onto things like TikTok, don't be here for the laughter and the challenges and the pranks. Also educate yourself as to like what can I do? What does having an LLB degree mean? What can it do for me? Like what can I do once I have this? Do I have to get admitted? Like, do
Yeah.
I have to go that stream or can I go another stream?
Mm.
And with that, balance it with knowing who you are and knowing who you like.
Yeah.
So, sorry, knowing what you like.
Yes.
Knowing what you like will help you so much. Like, just having a clear, like career goal, setting your goals, like, okay, this is what I want to get into, and this is, what I like. It will help you because now you'll be able to marry what you like with your degree. So I like talking, I like being in front of the screen. I would never have thought when I graduated that I could be using the skills that I have acquired, the knowledge that I have acquired in my LLB degree to make money while talking to people. I
Wow.
didn't even think that was a thing, you know. So marrying what you like and the skills that you have will definitely help you. And I know that sometimes you don't find paths. Like you might like something and you might feel like I don't see anybody else doing it. Like, is there anything like this? Well, when I started my YouTube channel, at that point when I started, there weren't a lot of people who were doing this. There weren't a lot of people who were, giving out information about the legal profession and things like that. So in the beginning, I was like, yeah, am I doing the right thing? But nobody else is doing it. Like, what if kids are wrong?
Yeah.
And you're not doing anything wrong. Like you're literally carving out your own path. So even when you hop into uncharted territories where nobody has been, nobody has done what you are doing, go in there knowing that it's your passion, it's something that you like doing. And just to like sprinkle this one on top, I want to say that I spent the beginning portion of my months creating content without making a dime. So there are certain sacrifices that you might have to hop into, especially if you do something that's unconventional. So yeah, what I truly like, just to sum that up, I want to say that have clear career goals, and if you don't see anybody who's doing something that you like or something that you think will be right for you, don't be scared of marrying your passions and creating a path that nobody else has walked.
Yeah, that is such a powerful message that everybody must always carry with them. They must always remember these words that you know what, you are unique and don't be afraid to break grounds. Set new paths, like open ways. I agree with you when you say when you started your YouTube channel, you were not making a dime on it. This YouTube channel, Legal Podcast SA, got monetized in July. This is 1 year later. I was doing it for I was doing it for because I don't want to say I'm a little bit like you, but Nami, I want to talk. Me, I want to go and fight in court. You know what? I will see when I get there whether I like it or not. But for now, Your Honor, objection. That's what I want for now at this point. All right. So you speak so much about the actual practice being something that you were like, no, this is not what I want to do. Can you just point out particularly, because I feel like you have all the attributes, because I feel like you are confident, you are smart, you have the mind, and you have the education. You can actually stand and say, no, Tabo Bester did not escape. He was in jail. What are you guys saying? Where? But somehow it didn't work out. What was the one thing that you didn't like to say, I know I won't be doing this. I won't be litigating.
Should I be honest or should I give people an answer they want to hear?
Just be honest. I think honesty is what is gonna get us there, because I always like the school that I'm in, I go to Facebook groups everywhere and take all this
Yeah.
first year people and bring them here. So I would love for them, when they watch, they get educated honestly, as honest as you can, without damaging your reputation. Please.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Number one, probably one of the biggest reasons why I did not like practice was how strenuous it is mentally. So I'm not talking about, reading acts and trying to figure out how to, move forward with the matter. I'm talking about real life people with real life situations who are basically, relying on your knowledge, your skills to make things happen, to make their case, move the way they wanted to move. And the way things were going in terms of courts, like and things like that, I was just like, I can't do this. I feel so sorry for people. It's like you guys have put your trust in me, and it's like I can't deliver. I'm trying my best, but what am I gonna do when I get to court and the machine is not working, or there's so many postponements and all those things? So number one, that for me was just, it was just so much pressure. Number two, I had suppressed my artistic side and everything else that fulfills me. So when I was in practice, I would wake up in the morning, go to work, come back late, very stressed. I didn't have time for my hobbies, didn't really have time for family, didn't have time to do the things that I like, didn't have time to draw. I did not have time for that. Because I told you that going to court and having these battles, that thing is like a very tiny percentage of what you do. So I'll be like going to the office for weeks and I'm just drafting papers, I'm negotiating, I'm updating clients, and that just did not align with the things that I wanted to do. So can you imagine having that, working in that environment 9 to 5 every weekday all the time, and then being someone who is so artistic, someone who wants to express their artistic side, and it just feels like I was so suppressed. So now with the work that I do, I've got the time to do every other thing that makes me happy, that makes me smile. I have time to, set up my camera and everything and hop onto YouTube. I've got time for all those things. So I had things that I've always wanted to do, but I could not do them because of practice. So that's why I'm like, it's so important to somewhat know where you're going. Of course, you're not going to know exactly where you're going, but just have an idea as to where you want to go and follow that path. So if at that particular time you feel like it's litigation or nothing, then pursue it with everything that you've got. If you feel like, what, I don't think that I can even be admitted, I want to stay in school, I want to be in academia, do exactly that. And you hop on, you do your master's, you do your doctorate, and you're just there at university, you're even a lecturer. Do that. So for me, what didn't work was just practice and what I wanted to do. The two could not go together. And what happened was I ended up having to suppress the things that made me feel alive for practice. And I was just miserable.
Okay, that is sad to hear, but I am happy that you are sharing your story, and at least you are highlighting a very important aspect of life to like, just, how do I put it? If you're going to do something that you really want to do, you're going to excel in it. I think that's the message I'm getting. And if you're doing something that you're like, I don't love this, then you're not gonna do very well in it. So you do not leave practice because it's so horrible. You left because it was not aligning with where you want to go.
Yes.
And now,
so my experience with practice was that it was horrible because it was not, aligning the things that I wanted to do. So my experience was horrible. And I just want to put that out there. Like, no, it's not that practice is horrible. It's just that practice was horrible for me because I did not feel fulfilled. I did not feel, like I was alive. I did not experience that in practice. I knew what makes me happy. I knew the things that I wanted to go into. But because I thought it's practice or nothing, I had to be in there. And then, the more you educate yourself and, see things, and then you hop out and you do what fulfills you.
Really, indeed, we must be fulfilled in our careers in order to excel. All right, now I've had the reason that why you couldn't continue to now practice after admission. So, but you did push through until you were admitted.
Yes.
And then after admission, what did you then decide?
Okay, so I was nearing admission. So this is the time where you are almost at the end of your 2-year contract, and your principal is saying, you're going to be an associate, and it sounds so nice. The money is not bad as well. But you know that you don't want to do this. So admission comes and I leave practice. I'm like, sorry, I can't do this. I'm out. I leave. And then after that, I started working online. So at that period, I did not know, like, I didn't have an idea as to what I was doing. So you can just imagine the pressure. You've got family, and family is like, we took you to school to be a lawyer. Like, what are you doing here at home pressing your laptop? Is that even a real job? Like, back when online work had just started, all the people didn't even understand what that was.
Yes.
And but all the people, I mean my parents as well. And they were like, what are you doing? With a laptop at home. So at that point I was not sure as to what I wanted to do. And a lot of ideas came. So it was like, okay, should you open your own practice? But I was like, no, I don't want to practice. And it's like, okay, go into corporate. And I applied so much. Like, I was sending applications almost every day to hop into corporate. And that did not work out. So I went through a period of being scared to marry what I like and the skills that I have. Because I didn't see anyone doing it at that time, I just thought, well, this is not doable. So I need to find something that's doable. I need to find something that somebody has done, because what else can I do? So I spent a bit of time just working online and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life, because number one, I am admitted, and that is like a huge advantage when you hop into spaces like corporate. But corporate didn't happen for me. And I literally just had to get to a place where I was honest with myself. I remember just having a conversation with myself, thinking, if there were no barriers to anything, like literally anything, any field, what would you be doing? Would you study a new course? Would you go acquire a new skill? Like, what would you do if there was no barrier to anything? If you could be anywhere, where would you be? And it was at that point that I started listing out the things that I loved. I started, just being honest with myself that, what, this is what I want out of life. On if it does happen like that on your last day on earth, you get to see like a video of your life. I was like, there's certain things I want to see in that video. When I do like a recap of my life, there are certain things that I want to see. So I just started like, pursuing those things. And it was difficult because most spaces I did not see anyone, nor did I think things would turn out the way they did. So it was a leap of faith. And yeah, just trusting the process and trusting that God knows where He's taking me.
All right then. So you said that for the period that you were still figuring things out, you applied for corporate. It was a no-show. You said you were working online. What were you doing?
Okay, so I was working online as a legal assistant.
Oh.
So yeah, I worked online as a legal assistant. I was working at Legal Wise. I worked as a legal assistant there. I also worked for an international company. So I was doing all of that. And then I got to the point of introspection and stuff, and I realized certain things, and I was like, okay, no, let's try. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And I started freelance writing. So I started writing on a freelance basis, and I was so shocked. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, because the skills that I had acquired while doing my LLB, being analytical, approaching subjects holistically, writing, because you write a lot with this degree, and all these skills,
please don't say
all
it.
these skills that I had, the skills that I had acquired, and just things started working out. So I think it was at the place of honesty that I don't know, it was like I had to be honest with myself. I had to stop living a lie. And the moment I got to that point, things just worked out for me because I was pursuing the things that I love. And I also just want to say that maybe, just maybe, if somebody else was assessing my life, they would have been like, things are not working out. But because I was doing what I loved, I was doing it wholeheartedly, even though for the most part, especially in the beginning, I did not get paid. So I did writings and I did not get paid for those. But at that time, it didn't really feel bad because I got excited to do it, if that makes sense.
It gave you life. Gave you a reason to be excited the next day when you wake up.
It was like that. And financially it was difficult, because after your LLB degree, there's just so many expectations on you because, I mean, now you're admitted. What do you mean now?
I can just imagine but what you that time. But no, Ceci.
like that.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. They was just like, and then talk to us. And it's at this point where parents are now calling everyone. Hey, malume mamang, tusang Shela. Hey, aus mamang, CV Shela. Like it's at that point, and you're also just trying to figure out where you fall into the legal profession because there's a lot of space, but you have to find your niche.
Yeah.
You have to find your little spot in the profession because it's only when you find your little spot that you'll be truly, you'll be happy, you'll be content, you'll be doing things not because everybody's doing them, but you're doing them because it really fulfills you.
Yes.
And I have many friends that I went to university with, and some of them are in practice, some of them are not in practice, they're in corporate. And one thing that I have realized is that I don't know one size fits all. So even you who is watching me right now, you might be thinking, hey, well, mama, they're going to be doing this. Well, mama, they're planning on doing that. Don't copy everyone. Like, it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
There are some of us who graduated in record time, but still haven't found articles. Some of us have, you graduated later than everybody else. Today you have your own law firm.
Yeah.
There are some who, our stories are different. Our stories are truly different. So when you see somebody attaining something before you do, don't be like, this is the end for me.
Yeah, like
imagine people who compared themselves to me. I graduate and they'll probably like, Shela has graduated, I haven't. I get articles and they're probably like, no, I haven't even graduated, but Shela's already doing articles. I get admitted, they're only studying articles like, Shela Pelamonati, even what's the article. And we are, she's admitted, but we are not. And then what happens to Shela there? Shela does not want practice anymore. Shela just wants to be out. Now Shela is out of the game. You are now an associate. Shela's out of the game. She's unemployed. She's seeing flames. She's struggling. You are going up the ranks. How you're opening your own law firm. So do you see that you cannot compare yourself to anyone and be like, oh, these ones have done this. Oh, I'm so behind. No, no one is ever behind.
It's your own race at your own pace.
100%.
So now
100%.
you started writing and
yeah.
And you were very happy with it. What else did you now say, let me put this degree to use in this way? What other things did you do?
Okay, So I think this everybody knows because I put it out there every chance that I can. I want to hop back into academia. So right now I am really big on tutoring for board exams. I've got free classes, got paid classes. So I'm literally teaching people, which is something that I absolutely enjoy. And that ties in with what I did. Had I not done articles, I wouldn't be able to teach people stuff relating to board exams. So, I always say that my period of articles might have been, sour in a way, but if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, true. You wouldn't
Like
be able
what
to.
this that what I'm doing is based on that. So definitely teaching people in the legal profession, providing information to baby lawyers, speaking to students, speaking to people in the profession, because I do that as well. I am a speaker. So all those things they tie together with what I did, but in an unconventional way, not in a way that you would expect.
And has it been lucrative?
100%. Now, I'm talking money, I'm talking peace, I'm talking fulfillment. So it's literally like the whole package. And, you can't take my story and think that, oh, well, let me do what Shela is doing. It's, first of all, it's not easy. And number two, you are not me. Don't look at me and think, well, I'm going to do what she's doing. I mean, if it's really something that you want to do, absolutely hop in. There's much, much, much to do. There's much space. But don't look at it like, oh well, Shala's making money off of this. Let me also just hop in because there's nobody else, or there aren't other people or a lot of people in this space. No, 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 no. Don't approach your career like that. Approach your career in a way. So this is how I think you need to approach your career. Listen up closely, okay?
All right.
When it comes to your career, right? Make sure that like wherever you land, be it in the NPA or in practice or wherever you are, always think of yourself as an asset, right? And be business minded. So when you have a 9 to 5, don't kill the business acumen. If anything, develop it more. So always think about it like this, right? Offer value that is useful and needed at any particular time. And it's going to be hard for people to ignore you like that. So if you offer value that is useful and that is needed at a particular time, it's going to be hard for people to ignore you. So if you are a person who's got solutions, make sure that you have solutions, identify problems, and bring solutions. It's going to be hard for people to ignore you if you operate like that. But if you just operate on wake up in the morning, just go to work, drag my feet, whatever, you're gonna fall like in the side where like you're gonna be in the shadows. No one's really gonna pay attention to you. But if you can identify problems and provide solutions, I tell you that is going to it's going to just explode your career.
Yeah,
It's going
because
to
you
do
become
so well.
you become somewhat unique, right?
Yes, 100%. You become unique, and you become different. You stand out from the crowd because you're able to provide solutions and solutions that are needed. Because think about it like this, right? Let's say I sell baby formula and you are my only customer. So baby formula is valuable, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yes.
So make sure that the value that you bring is value that is needed where you're trying to dispense it. So, for example, with me, the value that I'm bringing, for example, on YouTube, that was value that was needed.
Yes.
Because things like that weren't really popular back when I started. So wherever you are, wherever you land, be it a 9 to 5, be it in practice or as a business person, make sure that you dispense value that is needed. That's one way to stay afloat and avoid the financial crisis, because people want solutions and people pay into solutions. People buy solutions. You know,
Yes.
we buy
Yes.
clothes because we don't want to be naked.
Yes.
Being naked is a problem. We buy food because we don't want to be hungry. Hunger is a problem.
True.
You know, we do our hair because we don't want to look ugly. Looking ugly is a problem.
Yeah.
So make sure that you have solutions that are needed at any given point.
Wow, this was very, very great. I wish we had more and more time to talk the whole day, because you just made it, yes, you just made it make sense to say that it doesn't mean that you really have to be a lawyer if it doesn't work for you. You have to be an attorney or an advocate if it doesn't work for you. I've come across people, one person that I spoke to, a lady, she said to me, the emotional side of it, she couldn't detach herself. It was too much. It's families, it's people trying to kill each other and their kids involved, that she couldn't. She kept on, but she couldn't, and that's why she left. I'm so glad that today we had a story that somebody left, and it's not because of a toxic principal, because people think like they always have this thing, the word toxic is overused, and today Shela has taught us that people don't leave because it's toxic. No, guys, we have the wrong mindset. We're going there we are big-headed. If you go there as a student, I don't think you're gonna see a problem, even when they reprimand you to say, we are not doing it like this, we are doing it like that. And sometimes you need to understand, just like your parents, some have temper, they will shout at you. It doesn't mean that when they shout at you once in 3 months they're toxic. They just want you to do better. They want you to perform. They want you to perform. Yeah, because now us, like my 90s and the 2000s, we are busy, every little thing. No, my mindset, like everybody, when you go on to post, they're always like, oh, anywhere to see it. Guys, what's happening? Where are you coming from? What did you do? They never say what they did. They just say, no, it's toxic. That's what they say. It's toxic.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that today we learned something from you, to say you can leave because your passion is not aligning with the area in the legal fraternity where you need to be. And I am so glad that you are here, because even us, we learned from you. Even like we are doing the degree, we're at the end. Let me not tell people loudly, but I did not know that there's some things you don't need to be admitted for. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. Now we know that.
I did not know. I also had no idea. So I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
I thought maybe we all need to be admitted, then we can decide where to go. Apparently, if you're working at the bank, according to what I hear, you don't have to. But I did not have this information in my final year. What about a first year student? What about that?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I also just wanna, put this in there, that look at the number of students that come out of university, and the fact that there are less than 16,000 law firms in South Africa, and not all law firms take articles, can take students to come do their articles of clerkship. So there's already not enough place for everyone to do articles. Let's just start there. Imagine less than 16,000 firms. And can you imagine the number of students who come out of the different universities each year? So the supply is definitely over the demand.
Yes.
But if you really want to get into articles and it's something that you really want to do, I don't discourage anyone from hopping into articles. However, I discourage people to hop into articles if they think articles are the only way. Like if that's your mentality, hopping into articles, no, I strongly discourage that. And just to touch on what you said about toxic principals, yes, there are principals who are toxic and they're taking out all the hurt that they have, they have suffered when they were candidates, and they just put it on, their candidate attorneys. But there's also an element of not wanting to fail in business, because I think what a lot of candidates don't realize is that when you get into a law firm, you're getting into a business. This person is trying to make profit, right? So by all means, like, you know how it gets really emotional, and like, your emotions might get so high because you're trying to make profit, and we have a lot of law firms but not enough people as clients. So, principals are also stressed. I mean, I'm not making excuses for them,
Yeah.
but just know this as well. When you're hopping into articles, knowing that you are hopping into somebody's business, they also want to make profit, and who tends?
Hey,
There's a
plus
lot
now
of
they're
tension.
forced to give us money, yo.
And now they're forced to give you. Now they're forced to give you money. So what tends, man? What tends?
Oh,
But of course, that is not an excuse for principals to just lash out on candidate attorneys, because candidate attorneys basically don't know anything. Like, we don't know anything about practice. We just got out of university, so I think there needs to be a little bit of leniency. And to all the principals who are watching, who are amazing, and they are not treating their candidate attorneys like slaves, we see you, we recognize you, and we absolutely love you. And to my own principal, the lady who gave me a chance when I had no experience, I was so immature, fresh out of university, and she was like, okay, we'll take this one as a candidate attorney. I just want to say thank you so much. You have helped me a million times. Like, I don't know what my life would have been like without that experience. I absolutely appreciate her, absolutely love her, and I'm glad that she took that chance on me, because I wouldn't be where I am if she did not give me that chance.
shout out to her, and we appreciate
Shout
her.
out to her.
And we appreciate her, and happy Women's Month to her. Quickly before we close, let's go back to your writing. A little Betty or somebody let it slide in the emails that she will be releasing a book for us. I want everyone to know that we will have somewhere to read and reference. No, you can do this. Please tell us a little bit in short about your book, and when can we expect it, and where we're all gonna follow you here, so we'll get updates there. But we just want to know, what's this book about?
That little birdie is correct. I am writing a book. The book is called Lawyering Outside the Lines. So this is for all of you guys who don't know that you can lawyer outside the lines. So basically, my book is for those who are not sure what they want to do with their degrees, those that are in practice and they feel stuck, and they want to know if there is more. Well, there is more. And basically, I just speak about expectation versus reality, that you need to know what you're getting yourself into. And articles are not easy, and they're not for everyone. So also, when you feel that pressure in practice, like, oh, I just don't like this, I don't feel bad about it, because you have been trained as an LLB graduate to only look at practice. So the book just tries to rewire your brain, to add the fact that it's not just practice, that what you have been exposed to in your career fairs, in your practicals, law clinic has just been shaping you for practice. However, there is more beyond practice. So that is basically what the book is about. And if you follow me on my socials, I've got not Instagram, YouTube. It's Shela Yuloya Bestie here on TikTok, Shela Yuloya Bestie, and LinkedIn, where it's Shela Teffo, and you will see when I release the book. The book should be out in a month. I think within the end of next month, the book should be out. But the book is free. So you're going to download the free PDF version and just go through it and just rewire the mind, and just look at the bigger picture when it comes to your LLB degree. And I don't want you to feel stuck. Once you have that degree, don't feel like you are a prisoner of the LLB degree. You need to get admitted right after university. Like, no. And also, I encourage you to send me a request on LinkedIn as well, because I participate quite a lot in alternative career roundtables. So, there we get to speak to people from different areas of law. People were doing different things. Last time, oh guys, I know I'm hopping above time, but let me just slide this one in there.
Yes.
There's a lady who is a law firm owner, and she was, when she finished university, I mean, when she finished high school, she started fashion designing. She studied fashion designing, became a fashion designer. At the age of 40, she went to UNISA and she did her LLB degree. Today, she's a law firm owner and she's doing amazing things. You know, there's also somebody who was saying that immediately after getting their LLB degree, they did not get admitted. They only got admitted 10 years after getting their law degree. So I say this to say that these roundtables are important because you get to see different journeys that have been walked by people. And the Zulu saying, I love the Zulu saying, yeah, indlela ibuzokuba phambili. So when you look at people who are ahead of you and you have seen that they have done certain things, it might be certain things that you've never even been exposed to. It just broadens your mind and you start looking at things more holistically than having this traditional approach and traditional approaches only. So yeah, that's basically the book and the roundtables. Join that and yeah, expand your mind so that you are, exposed and you make the best with what you have.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Why do I keep calling you Sheila? Oh God. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so. I really appreciate it a lot more than you can think. You have equipped us, and this video will be here for life to help us. We are all gonna follow you. If you are joining the live now, you can hop onto my YouTube channel, which is Sagwiar. I will try to connect my YouTube channel to my page because I've changed the name so that I can do different things. My name is Sagwiar on YouTube. We'll try to link it. When you follow Shela, please go onto her profile, click onto YouTube. She's linked her YouTube. Then you go subscribe there. There's a lot of beautiful things there. Don't tell her I just subscribed today, but I have been watching her. I have been watching her. She's got all these free things. She's telling the truth about board exams. They are all there. She does lives. She does amazing things for LLB students. And I feel like you can ask her any question. Take your time and wait for her to reply because she is also kind of busy. But she will be there. Like this month, she's busy with board exams. I'm sure. Because a lot of people didn't do well with ethics. So she's helping everybody. She's taken her time to come and help us. I will write down her social media on the description box. And as I said, if you're just joining us now, the full episode will be on my page in the next 10 minutes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.